All right, Shalom. Before we get started, all praise, honor, and glory to YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHWASHI, BAHASHAM, HAQADASH. Double honors to the apostles and the elders, the great millstone. Those are the men that taught us 100% truth, according to the Holy Spirit. And peace and blessings and safety to the elect of the nation of Israel, scattered throughout the four corners of the planet Earth, pushing this word in humility and sincerity, as commanded by Yahweh, YAHWASHI, BAHASHAM, HAQADASH. The title of this lesson, as you can see, is Independence from On High. Okay, because today, well, technically it's a new day. The sun has set, but today was so-called Independence Day, okay, for the United States of America. Okay, and you have people, as well as 2/3 of our people, Israelites, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, celebrating this day as if this day was a day for their independence. But then just last month, they were celebrating Juneteenth as if that day was a day for their independence. So our people are obviously confused, but this is not Israelite independence, all right? Because the Israelites' independence, which again are you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, is going to come from Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHWASHI, who were immediately called God and Jesus Christ. Okay, and that independence is an independence from on high. As it says in Isaiah the 54th chapter, in the 17th verse, that the heritage of the saints of the Most High is to be invincible. So our independence is going to be an invincible, indomitable, a never-ending independence. Okay, we're gonna rule forever. So we'll see where the Spirit takes us. I told the brother to get Psalms 12:5, and we'll just see where it goes from there.
This is Psalm chapter 12, verse 5. For the oppression of the poor, for the sign of the needy.
Right.
Now will I arise, saith the Lord, Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHWASHI.
So for the oppression of the poor and for the sign of the needy. Okay, get Job 20 and 18. Go ahead.
Now will I arise, saith the Lord, Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHWASHI. I will set him in safety from him that puffeth at him.
You see, that is our independence. The Lord setting us in safety. Okay, because right now, as I say in Deuteronomy 28th chapter, get that real quick. It says Deuteronomy 28 and verse 65. It says, "And among these nations thou shalt find no ease, neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest." So we don't get no rest here. Okay, you clock in at 6 a.m. you clock out at 6 p.m. Okay, you get 1 or 2 off days a week, and neither one of those off days is the Shabbat. So we don't get no rest here. It says, "And among these nations thou shalt find no ease, neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest." You don't even get a year of Jubilee. There's not a year where all debt is forgiven. This devil don't deal with the laws of the Heavenly Father. So constantly you're compiling debt. You're constantly digging yourself into a bigger hole, being oppressed here. It says, "But Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHWASHI shall give thee there a trembling heart and failing of eyes and sorrow of mind. And thy life shall hang in doubt before thee, and thou shalt fear day and night, and thou shalt have none assurance of life." So if these are the conditions that the Israelites are still in to this day, you so-called Negroes and Latinos, then you do not have no independence. You do not have safety. Okay? Which, when you go into that word sovereign, it means that you create your own laws. You govern yourself you create your own laws, you govern yourself amongst your own laws, and you're completely independent, free from any type of assistance,
Where's that back?
Haggai 1 and 5.
Yep, sloppy. This is Haggai 1 and 5. It says, "Now therefore, thus said the Lord of armies, consider your ways. Ye have sown much and bring in little. Ye eat, but ye have not enough. Ye drink, but ye are not filled with drink. Ye clothe you, but there is none more. And he that earneth wages to put it into a bag with holes."
Yeah, so you still oppressed. You still, your bank account got multiple holes in it, and them holes is called bills. Every time you get paid, you put money to the bank account, you get paid on the 15th or the 16th, Your phone bill gets automatically taken out, the car note get automatically taken out, the rent get taken out, and then you got $100 to last you for 2 weeks. You got a bag with holes, okay? So it's like you're going to pick your harvest off the tree, and every time you put it in the basket, it falls straight to the ground, and the dogs come and pick it up. You know, which are these heathen nations. You know, and our people, they really in this mindset that they are independent. That's why you hear all these fireworks popping off, because niggas think, well, yeah, Master's free, so I's free. Master gets a new car, I gets a new car. Master gets a new president, I gets a new president. You niggas is not free. And what's Esau's is not yours, and what's yours is Esau's. You got it.
Psalm 72, verse 1. Give the king.
Matter of fact, go to verse 73. Before you read 72, go to 73.
Yeah,
for what I just said.
Hey, Jake, one paycheck away from being homeless, man.
Right.
You know?
And it ain't no mercy here.
Yeah,
the scripture saying, Hosea 4, that there's no mercy here, nor knowledge of the Most High. So if you do get in a hole or situation, let's say you've been paying your rent on time for 2 years, your landlord gonna look at you on that month that you didn't pay. He's gonna say, I'm sorry, I don't know what to tell you. He's not gonna show you no mercy. He's gonna put your ass in the street. So this is not independent. You don't even independently gather water. You don't have a well. You don't have a harvest in your backyard. Your children aren't even yours. They're property of the state. If you don't send them to school, they're gonna come and take them, and your ass gonna be put in jail. You don't own shit.
Right. As soon as they be born, it's called parents. You're that rents. You rent your children. You take the soul of the baby's foot and you put it on paper. And you turn the paper into Esau, man.
And they give you a number.
They give you a number, man.
Because you're property.
Psalms 17:1. Truly, the Most High is good to Israel, even to such as are of a clean heart. But as for me, my feet were almost gone, my steps had well nigh slipped. For I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked.
And that's the mindset our people are in. The ones that they don't have this truth. They don't have this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of YAHWASHI. So they're envious at the foolish. You know, they see Esau with his little holidays, and they celebrate, and they do these various different activities on each holiday, and they want to participate because they want to feel like they're a part of something. You know, that's why the scripture say in Deuteronomy 28. I can go back to that real quick. It tells you 28 and Deuteronomy 28 and verse 29. It says, and thou shalt grope at noonday as the blind grope in darkness, and thou shalt not prosper in thy ways, and thou shalt be only oppressed and spoiled evermore, and no man shall save thee. So that's our people groping at noonday as a blind grope in darkness. Meaning noonday, meaning you're at the height of information. The light is shining, the sun shines the brightest at noonday. So in the midst of the brightest, the highest height of information, this truth being out here, our people are still blind, groping in the middle of all that light, reaching for something to grasp onto to support themselves. That's why they cleave to these various philosophies and these various holidays, because they're looking for something for guidance and acceptance and involvement.
Right, they're looking God, man. And they're looking to fill that void, man. They looking to fill that cup that's empty, man. So they look to everything else but YAHWASHI outside. Which one is dope?
Oh yeah, come on.
Is that 18?
Oh yeah, started at 18. That's it. Right.
Back in the phone.
We got that. So
this is Job 20 and 18. Says that which he labored for shall he restore, and shall not swallow it down. According to his substance shall the restitution be.
right, because all of Esau's substance is all stolen. So all of Esau, according to the substance, shall the restitution be. That's like The IRS coming to you and say, according to your substance, shall your payment be. And you look around like, well, damn, everything, everything. That's why the Lord said in Obadiah, when if a thieves come to thee and grape gatherers by night, would they not leave some grapes? But YAHWASHI gonna make you bear it. The Lord's gonna take all your grapes, every grape in that. Can you imagine that? You got a vineyard with hundreds of thousands of grapes in it, and then overnight, every grape is gone. Not one grape is left in the field. Like that's a precise thief, and that's that thief YAHWASHI coming in the night. You know, you guys.
It says that which he labored for shall he restore, and not swallow it down according to his substance. Shall the restitution be, and he shall not rejoice therein. Oh, Slacky, I got a precept to what you just said, bro. This is Job 24:1. This is why, seeing times are not hidden from the Almighty, do they that know him not see his days? Some remove the landmarks, they violently take away flocks and feed thereof. They drive away the ass of the fatherless, they take the widow's ox for a pledge, they turn the needy out of the way, the poor of the earth hide themselves together. It's because the damn, I forgot exactly what you said and how you said it, but you know, Esau go in and he remove landmarks. You know what I'm saying? He make the land desolate, and he uphold it, and he taking it to himself. You know, so everything that he has pushed out to the earth, the vibrations he puts out to the earth, the Lord is going to require 100-fold. You know what I'm saying? He's going to have to pay back double on what he had pushed out and what he had stolen. It says, Job 20:18, that which he labored for shall he restore. So he's going to have to, that's true reparations. You know, his blood and everything that he took him, man. You know, you can't give Jake $100 million, man, expect Jake to be cool, man. Because we're worth more than that, man. We're worth everlasting life. It says, that which he labored for shall he restore, and shall not swallow it down. According to his substance shall the restitution be, and he shall not rejoice therein, because he hath oppressed and have forsaken the poor.
Right, see, because you have oppressed and forsaken the poor. And that still goes on to this day. Even on Independence Day, you're going to have a nigga somewhere getting oppressed, wrongfully arrested, wrongfully shot and killed. It's going to happen a day. On the same day where you celebrating your independence, well, with this man. This day was his independence. Your independence is gonna come. Your independence is not here yet. Your independence comes when YAHWASHI comes.
What's that? Oh yeah, we hold that real quick. I had a precept for the brother real quick. This is Sirach 24 and 21. The bread of the needy is their life. He that defraudeth himself, it's like he that defraudeth him thereof is a man of blood. So yeah, the bread of the needy is his life. And who's the needy? According to Revelations 3, you know, or 2:9, it says, you know, I know that poverty, but thou art rich. So the Lord, we're the needy. Israel is the needy. It says the bread of the needy is their life. So they get a hard off of Jake being poor. You know what I'm saying? Establishing their holidays and their ways of life. And Jacob hold to those ways, man.
Yeah, and our bread is YAHWASHI, his word.
Con.
You know, this is our life. So Esau knows to keep Jake away from this word. You know, but ultimately he's following with the lies and the plans of YAHWASHI, because the Lord already said that 2/3 wasn't gonna get it. So Esau think he doing something by deceiving the 2/3. But really, he don't understand that the elect is still being sealed.
Come from the foundations of the earth.
Right.
Because like going back to Job 20:19 says, because he have oppressed and have forsaken the poor. Because he had, right, that goes with what I just brought out, Sirach 24. The bread of the needy is their life, and he that defraudeth him thereof is a man of blood. So that's why Esau is the man of blood, man. From stemming from his food to his way of thinking to what he pushed into the earth. He's a man of blood, because he had violently taken away in the house, but he built it not. Surely he should not, and right. Going back to Job 24, it says Job 24 and it's like not Job 20. I'm gonna go to Job 24 real quick. This is Job 24 and 14. I'm gonna start at 13. They are of those that rebel against the light they know not the ways thereof, nor abide in the path thereof. The murderer rising with the light killeth the poor and needy, and in the night is as a thief. The eye also of the adulterer waited for the twilight, saying, no eye shall see me, and disguiseth his face. Right? When you're a man of blood, you want to be disguised, or you want to be hidden. You don't want to appear to be who you truly are. That's why Revelation said, Isaiah 47 says that, we're peeling back the secret parts, man. We're, revealing that thigh, because we're revealing who you truly are.
Because he covers it with holidays.
Khan.
Covers it with the Constitution.
Khan.
He covers it with Star Spangled Banner and God Bless America.
Khan.
And all these so-called morals and values that America is supposedly supposed to stand on. These terms like freedom and equality. He covers his wickedness with these things. You gotta go.
Khan. It says the eye also of the adulterer witteth for the twilight, saying, no eye shall see me, and disguiseth his face. And it says, and Esau's the adulterer, because Israel is the most highest woman, and he's committing adultery with Israel. He's trying to defile Israel. He's trying to plant his seed in Israel, man. He's trying to give Israel the way that he upholds, man. He's trying to let Israel come into his house and live by his rules and regulations, man. That's adultery, man. It says, in the dark they dig through houses, which they have marked for themselves. In the daytime they know not the light, right? Because they meditate upon their bed. Micah 2. They practice it in the morning. So they meditate upon the things that they do, the holidays and shit. Jake just do shit because it looks good, man. So, but matter of fact, you got that, bro? That picture I sent you? What year does it say on that? Just this is an example. I got you. No, that picture. Go to the picture I sent you. Because this goes into the examples of how Jake is so delusional in terms of what they do in their own lives and what they oppose to. You didn't get the picture? So the years with the 19, you said you was choked up by it. I sent it to the chat or something. I don't know. But you had Jake on Independence Day. You know what I'm talking about? You got that? So anyways, the picture that came through was Jake beholden to different during the 4th of July, Independence Day, going back to 1776. You had Jake in captivity every time on this day, man. Even up until 2005. That's what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Read that. What years was that real quick? This is a couple examples.
1865, 1945, 1965, and 2000.
So even in modern time, in 2005, I was in 5th grade, man. So the point is that during these different times, just 4 examples, Jake was in subjection, man. Jake was under the servant. You see, but Jake still to this day, right now, what they doing? Popping fireworks, man. They're celebrating something that they're celebrating another person's victory over themselves, man. And this is how deep the rabbit hole goes. It's just like Thanksgiving. This is how deep the rabbit hole goes, man. So it says for in the morning. Matter of fact, in 16, Job 24:16 says, in the dark they dig through houses which they have marked for themselves. In the daytime they know not the light. So a person that upholds to darkness, he don't know the ways of light, and he push his way out there, and then Jake take hold on that as if it is the light. But really they're walking in darkness. They're stumping their toes on the fucking furniture. They're running into the walls because nothing in the house is lit up. It says, for the morning is to them even as the shadow of death. So really what Jake is participating in to this day is really the vibration of death. It says, if one know them, they are in the terrors of the shadow of death. He is swift as the waters. Their portion is cursed in the earth. He beholdeth not the way of the vineyards. Who are the vineyards? Pursuing Isaiah 5, man. The vineyards is Israel. So Esau don't know the ways of Israel. So therefore he don't know the ways of light. So therefore his vibration pushes darkness. It says drought and heat consumed and snow waters. So doeth the grave those which have sinned. The womb shall forget him. The worm shall feed sweetly on him. He shall be no more remembered, and wickedness shall be broken as a tree, man. So Esau will be broken, man. As a tree, cut it down, Esau's kingdom will be cut in half, man. You know, it's completely destroyed. The root will be plucked up, man. It's like you got it, man. Yep, I got it. This is Job, chapter 20. This is Job 20, and going back where I was at, 19. Because he have oppressed and have forsaken the poor, because he have violently. It's like it, man. That goes in Jake. We always care for the poor, man, because it's something called gleaning. We would go into the crops and we would pick out what we needed, and then gleaning will be the things that fell onto the earth, and then the poor will come and pick up the things that fell upon the earth, man. Just like the brother was going into, he don't like the Jubilee. He don't have the land Sabbath, and he don't allow the land to rest, and no, he don't participate in nothing that upholds to another person's needs, man. It says, because he have oppressed and have forsaken the poor, because he have violently taken away the house which he built it not. It says, and that goes back to our brother Job 24, where he removed the landmarks. It says, surely he shall not feel quietness in his belly. He shall not save of that which he desired. There shall none of his meat be left. Therefore shall no man look for his goods. In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits.
Because throughout all this celebrating, that's another reason why he pumped these holidays out year after year, to keep Jake distracted.
Right.
You know, because Jake thinking about 4th of July, they go out to get meat and things to put on the grill, and they look over the fact that the grocery store is half empty, that the famine is coming. They look over the fact that World War III is on the verge of climaxing here soon.
Right.
So these holidays that's why you got a holiday in every single month of the year, because they need that distraction to come like clockwork. Okay, and then if it's a month where there's not a major holiday, it's your birthday, or it's Jackie's birthday, or Ray Pookie's birthday. You know what I'm saying? Or the club, they're gonna have a big ass party at the club, because you're in the mode of bread and circus now. When Rome was falling, they pushed out that bread and circus to a higher level. That's why you got these celebrities doing dumb shit for money. Right. Nate Robinson getting it in, Ocho Cinco getting in the box. You know what I'm saying? You would never hear nothing shit like this 20 years ago. Esau need this right now because he needs more distractions, because he know that he have but a short time. You get that shit on there. Go ahead. Proverbs 26 and 23 real quick.
Proverbs chapter 26, verse 23. Burning lips and a wicked heart are like a potsherd covered with silver dross. He that hateth dissembleth with his lips, and layeth up deceit within him. When he speaketh fair, believe him not, for there are 7 abominations in his heart.
You see, so it's going to go on to just keep going, because that's something funny.
What did he say to say? He said what? Read that reverse you just read again.
24 says, he that hateth dissembleth with his lips, and layeth up deceit, which is within him.
Go ahead.
It says, when he speaketh fair, believe him not, for there are 7.
Yeah, when he speaketh fair, believe him not. Jake's problem is that they keep believing this nigga, man. You know, the home of the free, the land of the brave, whatever they say, man. Jake keep believing this nigga, bro. They go join this military. They go set up different programs.
The PPP loan.
Come on, bro. Like,
get a business.
Fuck, man.
Do this, and if I could just get this degree.
Right, bro.
Keep going. Right?
Yeah, bro.
It is 27.
Because it tell you in Daniel 8 that he through his policy, he caused craft to prosper in his hand, bro. So through his policy, the same system that was set up in the ancient world, he's using the same system, but at a magnified state. But Jake are the same Jakes that was in that time that appealed to those ways, bro. Showing you that
the definition of insanity is what? Doing the same thing over, expecting different results. You got niggas that's 65, 80 years old still voting when the shit never changed, bro. They still live in the hood. They still live in those high rises. They still depend on the government. They still celebrate the 4th of July. They still depends on the independence that so-called Esau has set up for the whole time. Bro, insanity. Where I got you out? Where we at?
26 and 24.
Proverbs 26 and 24. He that hateth dissembleth with his lips, and layeth up deceit within him. It's like it within him. When he speaketh fair, believe him not, for there are 7 abominations in his heart. Man, whose hatred is covered by deceit.
See, his hatred is covered by his deceit. Okay, and that's what we've been going into. All these various distractions and these things that he pushes out on Israel, okay, to cover up his hatred for you. He hates the fuck out of you. That's why he celebrates the day that he put you down, which he really been put you down. Right. But he celebrates the day that he separated from his other Edomites on the other side of the world. And then, you know what I'm saying, he celebrates Thanksgiving, you know, and then he further celebrates by the Cleveland Indians. Right? Let's make the mascot a red face. You know what I'm saying? He does these things because he hates you.
Like a redskin.
Right.
You know,
he puts you niggas on the football field because he hates you. He give you $1 million contract and throw a ball through a ring because he hates you. Because he needs that to keep you distracted from knowing that you're the sons of YAHWASHI.
Yeah, that quote from Hitler. It said they only knew who they had in if the world knew who they had in their possession, the world would be terrified, man. Meditate on that, man. And Jake have no clue. Jake is the only ones in the fucking world that don't even know what the hell is going on. Jake right now is twerking in the club somewhere on the 4th of July and then popping fireworks because they feel like they free. And what the fuck does this have to do with anything, man? Every 4th of July you was in captivity, man. Every single one, man. Even right now you in captivity. But Jake found some way to somehow to celebrate Esau's victory. And you're not even victorious, man. It says Job 26 and 25. I mean, it's like it. Proverbs 26 and 25. When he speaketh fair, believe in him not. So the Lord is giving us warning after warning not to believe this damn devil, man. It says, for there are 7 abominations in his heart. That's a complete number of wickedness, man. Whose hatred is covered by deceit. His wickedness shall be showed before the whole congregation.
You see, and that's us. We the ones that showing his wickedness before the whole congregation. Whether you choose to believe it or not, you could keep listening to this man and his hatred being covered by deceit. But all throughout that, his wickedness is being displayed before the whole congregation, nation of Israel, via the Lord's men, the men of YAHWASHI, starting with the elders and apostles of the great millstone. Get one real quick. This is Job. Back in Job 20, I forgot about this scripture. Job 20 and verse 10. It says, his children shall seek to please the poor, and his hand shall restore their goods. You see, so right now we're in the beginning stages of Esau seeking to please the poor, you know. So he has to give you certain freedoms. He has to give you a credit line. He has to give you the ability to buy a house. He has to give you the ability to vote, and the ability to go to and fro, and you can get a passport, you can leave the country, right, as long as you come back and be my slave.
Yeah, so-called quote unquote availability of voice. Jake feel like they got a voice now. Mm-hmm. He had to give you, had to make it look like you had a say so or something, so that you could stay distracted, like the brother was going into, man. That's the same thing he was doing in Rome, man. The gladiator sports. You know, that was a distraction to push out what they really needed to push out. It's like, yeah, you got it. I'm going to finish this out real quick. This is Proverbs 26 and 27. Whoso diggeth a pit shall fall therein, and he that rolleth a stone, it will return upon him. A lying tongue hated those, and that goes into Revelation 18, man. Wore her double until what she had word of you. The Lord is going to pay back double until Esau what he has done into the chosen people of the world, man.
This is Psalms chapter 88, verse 15. I am afflicted and ready to die from my youth up. While I suffer thy terrors, I am distracted. Right, so that's the condition of our people, okay? They're afflicted and ready to die from their youth up. That's why they 13 smoking cigarettes. That's why they 22 drunk as fuck every single weekend. Because they, like the brother said, they're trying to fill a void and they're really ready to die. The scriptures say that the creation groaneth. So if we groaning, how much more Jake in the world? They're groaning, and on top of that, they're distracted. They're distracted by the things that Esau has out in this world to keep them from the knowledge of YAHAWASHI. Psalm 88:15. I am afflicted and ready to die from my youth up. While I suffer thy terrors, I am distracted.
Damn. I am distracted. This is Proverbs 26 and 28. A lying tongue hateth those that are afflicted by it, and a flattering mouth worketh rumor.
Read that one time, bro.
Proverbs 26 and 28. A lying tongue hateth those that are afflicted by it.
Yeah, because the ones that are afflicted by the lying tongue are the ones that expose the lying tongue. The people that's not afflicted, our people, they're not afflicted by the lying tongue. They accept the lying tongue. They accept it to be true. We the only ones that's afflicted by that lying tongue.
Right.
So we hate that. We hate when we hear them lie. These niggas still, you know what I'm saying, pushing that bullshit, you know? And we come on the highways and byways and we come in front of this camera and we tell the people all the lies of Esau, expose all his hypocrisy. Okay? You got it.
It says, end of Marie from the top, Proverbs 26 and 28. It says, a lying tongue hateth those that are afflicted by it. And
so Esau hates us because we're afflicted by his lying tongue.
You got it. And a flattering mouth worketh ruin.
Yeah, flattering mouth worketh ruin. The ruin of who? The ruin of the nation of Israel. You get Psalm 72.
Yep.
This is Isaiah 51, verse 14. The captive exile hasteneth that he may be loosed, and that he should not die in the pit, nor that his bread should fail. So this is the mindset that you're supposed to be. This is the way you're going to get true independence, from being loosed. Okay? You're a captive. You know, a captive meaning you can't go where you want to go and do what you want to do because you're held captive. If you own a dog, if you own a cat, that cat and that dog is a captive to you. Right. And one day you might open the door and he see opportunity for him to be loosed. We hasten the day that we can be loose from this captivity. Okay, but Jake, once again, don't know that they're captive.
Yeah, so yeah, I got a precept for you real quick. This is Isaiah
42.
No, that was the spirit, but it's like, yeah, this is Isaiah. Yeah, what you just say, bro?
Isaiah 51 and 14.
You just said a statement.
The captive exile hasteneth that he may be loose, and that he should not die in the pit, nor that his bread should fail.
Yeah, come. And I got a precept. This is Isaiah 61 and 1. The spirit of the Lord power is upon me, because the Lord have anointed me to preach good tidings unto the meek. He has sent me to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim liberty. What's liberty? Freedom, man. To proclaim liberty to the captives, and the opening of the prison to them that are bound. Right, man. Because when you go to Isaiah 14, it says that Esau didn't open, roughly paraphrasing, he didn't open the gate to the prisoners, man. This is Isaiah 61.
Oh, right, yeah.
Con. You know, because it's about what you was just saying, going into.
Brother posted up, so like,
go ahead,
brother posted Exodus 21 and 16, and he that stealeth a man and selleth him, and if he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death. And Esau, it tells you in Psalms 50 that Esau took the covenant in his mouth. So all these laws apply to Esau now. You know, so Esau, you're going to be judged according to that law.
Yeah, you know, you want what that say? You can see it better than me. What that say again?
Exodus 21:16, and he that stealeth a man and selleth him, or if he be found in his hand,
he shall surely be put to death.
Yeah, if you go into the Septuagint, it says he that stilleth one of the children of Israel. You know, it's more specific. That's going into the children of Israel. That man is the children of Israel. You take a child of the Most High and you put him under subjection, man. You know, there are consequences, man, which is why the Lord set you up, man. You know, that's why he said, you should fall in your own trap, man. You should fall in your own snare that you have set up for the children of Israel. You're going to fall in your own pit, man. Fucking devils. And that's why the Lord said he has an indignation for you niggas forever. He has a righteous hatred against you niggas. Malachi 1 and 4, man. Malachi 1 and 3 down, man. This is what you want to hear, bro?
Psalm 72, man.
Psalm 72 and 1. It says, give the king thy judgments. Psalm 72 and 1. Give the kings thy judgments, O power, and thy righteousness unto the king's son.
Who is the king's son? King Solomon. Who is King Solomon? Yahawashi.
It says, he shall judge thy people with righteousness.
Yeah, Yahawashi is going to judge the people with righteousness. This is the independence of the nation of Israel. From on high. You got it.
And thy poor with judgment.
Right. Keep going.
The mountains shall bring peace to the people, and the little hills by righteousness.
Yeah, those are the governments in the nation of Israel, in the kingdom of heaven. You got it.
He shall judge the poor of the people. He shall save the children of the needy, and shall break in pieces the oppressor.
Yeah, that's what Yahawashi is going to do. He's going to break in pieces the oppressor. Okay, remember King David said this prayer for his son Solomon. But who is this really talking about? It's obviously talking about Yahawashi. This is Isaiah chapter 9 and verse 5. For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulders, and his name shall be called Wonderful, Counselor, the Mighty God, the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace. Of the increase of his government and peace there shall be no end, upon the throne of David and upon his kingdom, to order it and to establish it with judgment and with justice from henceforth even forever. The zeal of Yahawah BAHASHAM Yahawashi hosts will perform this. This is the government. This is the independence, the sovereignty of the nation of Yasha from Yahawah BAHASHAM Yahawashi.
Got a precept for that. This is 1 Corinthians 15 and 24. Then cometh the end, when he shall have delivered up the kingdom to Yahawah BAHASHAM Yahawashi, even the hour when he shall have put down all rule and all authority and power.
Yeah, so see, you talking about independence. See, true independence is nobody else ruling. You got the United States of America, but then you got Russia, and then you got China.
Right.
This not a real independence. Independence means exactly that. Independent. You alone.
You going to that word, bro?
Yeah. Because you supposed to, if you so-called independent, that means like a woman say, I'm independent. That means she don't got no man. Right. That mean her mama not helping her. That means nobody's helping her because she's independent.
She's free from authority.
Right. So by this whore, you're not independent, America, you bitch, because you got other kings that you sleep with and commit fornication with. Right. So you're not independent. This is that's Esau, using words out of context.
Independence, right? Independence, whatever one you feel necessary. I got you. This is it says this is independence. Etymology of independence. It says fact of not depending on others or another.
Yeah, so
self-support.
Right. Basically being self-sufficient, not depending on nobody else. So how were nations made rich? Through exports into America, importing goods into America. Right. So America depends. That's why this famine about to hit so hard. Right. Because America depends on these other various nations.
Revelations 18.
That's locked in.
Perfectly written.
Reading that book earlier about the account of slavery, said that a lot of basically going into the free labor that you get from slavery, like being captivity. Like, good example, like a corporation making millions of dollars, and Jake is barely making minimum wage. So, that profit margin is a result captivity, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, come, cause that's what goes back to earlier when we said you put it in the back of holes, man. Yeah, independence. That's more than this though. I'm gonna read it from the top though. It says fact of not depending on others or another.
So that don't apply to America.
Right.
So that don't apply to America. Go ahead.
Self-support and self-government.
Right, because if that was the case, then you would have, like they say, American businesses, American corporate. You have American cars. You wouldn't have Suzuki. You wouldn't have Hyundai. You wouldn't have Honda. You would have, was it Toyota?
BMW.
Toyota.
Oh, BMW before.
Yeah, BMW, Volkswagen. Right, all you wouldn't have none of these. Only thing you would have is Ford and motherfucking Chevy. You know what I'm saying? You have a Traverse, a Challenger. Niggas love Challenger, so they'll still be satisfied.
Yeah,
you know. We could go ahead. It's like,
yeah, that's it's really it on that. That's all they got on that. Matter of fact, let me do this real quick. This is free stuff. Come on.
This is Haggai 2:22, and I will overthrow the thrones of kingdoms and will destroy the strength of the kingdoms of the heathen. So that's what the Lord's gonna do. He's gonna overthrow the strength of the kingdoms of the heathen. This is how you receive independence. Because remember, the Lord said that he giveth the earth to whomsoever he will. He giveth the earth to whomsoever he will. It said that the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. But the wicked, they deal under the vibration of confusion. They don't deal under the vibration of order and oneness. But the Lord, we deal YAHWASHI and YAHSHAALA and Dawadah, we deal under the vibration of oneness. So when we get the kingdom, it's not going to be another kingdom. It's not going to be the Eastern Israel kingdom and the Western Israel kingdom like Rome. Everybody's going to be under the same laws, under the same logistic, okay? Import, really it ain't going to be no import export because each land is going to bear fruit.
Hey, real quick, I just went into independent. The first one we went into independence etymology. It says this is independent, an adjective. It says not dependent on something else from in, not opposite of dependent. French independent is attested from c. 1600, Italian independente from 1590. This is an English origin originally of churches, nations, in reference to persons from 1660s. Meaning able to live well without labor. It's from 1732, meaning unbiased, set up so as to be unaffected by outside influence.
Yeah, so none of that applies to America. It says that word independent means to be set up without outside influence. Okay, but everything that America do is based upon what their enemies do. They're always trying to stay one step ahead of Iran and one step ahead of China and one step ahead of Russia. Okay, but in the kingdom of YAHSHAALA, we're not gonna move according to. We're not gonna have to strategize what should we do next because the Canaanites, they kind of trying to plot. I don't know what we should do because the king of Moab, he trying to. None of that shit's gonna apply. We're gonna do what we want to do all the time. All the time, we're gonna do what we want to do.
Every single second. Hey, it says, jumping down real quick. It says congregationalist is assessed from 1670s as one who acts according to his own will.
What's the will of our independence? The will of YAHWASHI. You keep reading that Psalm 72.
Yeah.
I should read that in 244 because this is one verse.
Yeah, Daniel 2:24.
2 and 44.
So like 2 and 44. It says, and in the days of these kings shall the power of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed, and the kingdom shall not be left to other people.
Hold on. Read it back.
Daniel 2 and verse 44. In the days of these kings shall the power of heaven set up a kingdom.
All orchestrated by the Most High. Go ahead.
Which shall never be destroyed, and the kingdom shall not be left to other people.
Yeah, man. The Lord's about to establish something, true independence, man. Free from the vibration of the world, man. And when you go to Isaiah 2, Isaiah 60, those are what the Lord is about to establish on the earth. And the ones that ain't getting with the program, the Lord will put down, man. Every nation is going to prosper because they're upholding to the ways of life, man. See, independence, what are you independent from, man? You see, this is all a surrender. What's the word? Smoke and mirrors, man. What you say? Facades, man. That's what this is, bro. This is all an illusion. And Jake fell right into that illusion. You know, it's like when you go into the you go to a motherfucking carnival and you go into that one little house where you got all the mirrors and shit. House of mirrors. You know, they walked into the house of mirrors, man, and they can't escape. So they just conformed to what they saw, which was the image that they saw in the mirror. They just, you know, this is what it is. They comfortable there and they don't want to escape because if they go into one, they might bump into a wall. Boom, they might cut themselves. Whatever. Jake walked into the house of mirrors, but the Lord is saying that he gave us an exit, man. He gave us a way to escape, and he gave us true independence, true freedom, man. Esau don't know what independence is. He don't know what true freedom is. He don't know what true separation is, bro. You got it?
Daniel 2, verse 44. Which shall never be destroyed, and the kingdom shall not be left to other people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever.
Right. So that's, see, when you're independent, you're never gonna fall because you're self-sufficient, you're self-sustaining. So therefore, there's not gonna be no weaknesses. There's not gonna be a point for somebody else to rise up in there. And our liberty, our freedom, the brother's going into, is gonna come through Yahawashi. Our independence comes through the Lord and Savior Yahawashi Mashiach. This is Galatians 5:1. Stand fast, therefore, in the liberty wherewith Mashiach hath made us free, and be not entangled again with the yoke of bondage. Right? You know, so we aren't to think carnally, because when you think carnally, that's death. Now we think through the eyes of Yahawashi. Now we take upon Yahawashi's burden, because his burden is easy and his burden is light. That's why Isaiah 61 said, the Lord have anointed me to preach good tidings to the meek and to proclaim liberty to the captives. What are we preaching? We're preaching Yahawashi because we're coming in the spirit of prophecy. Okay, we're pushing the vibration of Yahawashi to independence.
And so it just makes sense. So the Pharisee was trying to question why he was healed on the Sabbath. Like, it's good to do good on the Sabbath. You know what I'm saying? Like, they try to make Yahawashi out to be this evil person, but at the end of the day, he's the embodiment of the law. So once we come into the steady Yahawashi, you know, we fulfilling the law and fulfilling prophecy, as opposed to people just trying to go crazy on the law, and you fail because you live by the consequences of the law as well, which is death if you don't follow it, you know, 100%. You know?
Yeah, and that's why I still got this 1 Corinthians real quick. I'm gonna go back to the Psalm. This 1 Corinthians 15:24 says, "Then come in when he shall have delivered up the kingdom to Yahweh."
And the kingdom, the kingdom is talking about the Israelites. Go ahead.
When he shall have put down all rule and all authority and power.
Because what? That's true independence. It tells you in the book of Psalm 94:16, shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee. So, yeah, so that means that ain't no other throne is going to be, because the Lord is independent. He's going to be, it said in Isaiah, it said the Lord alone shall be exalted in that day. So it ain't going to, that's true independence. Independence means you stand alone. Okay?
Yep.
You got it.
It says, for he must reign till he have put all enemies under his feet. The last enemy that shall be destroyed is death. You know, and that's it on that, man. And the vibration of, they said the last enemy to be destroyed is death. The man of death, the man of sin, the man of perdition, the man of that vibration. The Lord have put us under subjection so that he can reveal the one who uphold that vibration, going back to the Garden of Eden, man. You see, the Lord it's crazy because the whole time this man has been a rulership, the whole time that any nation has been a rulership other than the Israelites, the Lord has been showing a form of mockery unto the nations. He showed how little these nations and the people are. You see, and this was the Lord. This is what is coming to the world: true understanding, true vibration, true life. You see. And this is what the world can't comprehend because it's in such a vibration that what's the word that not overpowers, but it's like a blockage. It's like when you have an eclipse, where the eclipse blocks the sun, right? You know what I'm saying? The moon blocks the sun, but the moon is not greater than the sun. So it's like that in a sense, man. Esau is trying to block out the greater light by his form of an eclipse, you know, pushing out his vibration and shit. You feel me? You see what I'm saying? So, but he and at the end of the day, he's showing himself. Because a lie can only uphold to so long, bro. You only can keep a lie for so long because the truth always gonna overpower the lie, bro.
It's a lie. A lie only, like, through the spirit makes sense with the foundation of the truth. Because you gotta know what you're lying against.
Yeah, yeah, because that's what I'm saying. Like, in order to tell a lie, you gotta know the truth. But when you will tell a lie, the truth is the truth. So you always have to adjust your lie in order to make your lie seem as if it's the truth. But that can only go so far and be stretched out so far. So when you stretch it what? Thin. To the point like the Roman army was stretched out thin to the point they got destroyed. So it's the same thing happening now in today's society.
It's like one more point.
Where was that? Psalm what? 70 what? Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, it's like one more point. That goes back to Yahawashi being the foundation, because either on the left hand side or the right hand side, you got to go to the scriptures, and Yahawashi covered the volume of the book. So without the truth, they can't go into secular history and take out the points they need. On the left hand side, through those means, they take the phone, and on the right hand side, we take the phone. You know what I'm saying? And that's what improves things through secular history. But being in control, pursuing Job 9-24, he can have a whole class going on some sort of off doctrine, or he can print a Bible based off of his theological study. But all actuality, history start with the scriptures. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. This is Psalms chapter 94, verse 20. Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frame mischief by a law?
Damn. Hold on, read that one more time.
This is Psalms chapter 94, verse 20. It says, shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by a law?
Yeah, Daniel 8. We've been going into it all night. What was the last part?
It says, which frameth mischief by a law.
Yeah, that frameth mischief by a law. And through his policy, he caused craft and prosper in his hand. The nigga that we dealing with is a high level witch. So when Jake participate in the ways of this high level witch, they're saying that they too are in agreement and they too agree with the ways of this high level witch, which is why the judgment is going to be so great. Showing you that in the reality of things that you're showing yourself, you're displaying yourself to be free, have liberty, but in reality, you're not free from anything. You see what I'm saying? You don't print your own money. You don't have your own land. You don't have cattle. You don't have anything that pertains to true riches. That's why the Lord told us we should not remove the landmarks of our brethren and Job. And it also tell you that though Esau went in and he removed the landmarks, because Esau understood that if you take the land, you uphold true riches. If you take the cattle, you uphold true riches. You take the gold and everything that comes with it, you uphold true riches.
That kind of landmarks talking about like various things that YAHWASHI was set up to as a memorial.
Right.
So like the Lord would tell Moses or Abraham to make an altar of stones.
Right.
That altar of stones was to remain there forever and to never be removed. But Esau, he had come and like the brother said, he had come and remove certain landmarks that the tribes had, certain altars that the tribes had. He had come and destroy and tear it down. And then he set up his own landmarks.
Yeah.
Read that one time over show.
It's a song. 20.
What it say? He called the lands after his own names. Come on, you got it.
Yeah, he got like his landmarks are the Washington Monument.
Yeah.
The Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
These are Esau landmarks.
Yeah.
We had our own landmarks. And Esau removed them. You got it.
Psalm chapter 94, verse 20. Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frame mischief by a law?
So going back to the point, independence. There's not gonna be no other throne. There's not gonna be no other throne of iniquity that's doing fellowship with the kings of the nation of Israel. Okay? Go ahead. Psalm 72.
Psalm 72 and 2. Right. He shall judge thy people with righteousness, and thy poor with judgment. The mountains shall bring peace to the people, and the little hills by righteousness. He shall judge the poor of the people. He shall save the children of the needy, and shall break in pieces the oppressor. They shall fear thee as long as the sun and moon endure throughout all generations. See, that's talking about the kingdom, man. Let's go into King Solomon, who is Yahawashai's reign. Go ahead. Verse Psalm 72:6. He shall come down like rain upon the mount. It's like it. He shall come down like rain upon the mowing grass, as showers that water the earth. In his days shall the righteous flourish, in abundance of peace, so long as the moon endureth. He shall have dominion also from sea to sea, and from the river unto the ends of the earth. They that dwell in the wilderness shall bow before him, and his enemies shall lick the dust.
Yeah, his enemy shall lick the dust. Going into the kingdom, going into the type of preeminence that Israel's gonna have over the other nations.
Exactly. You got it. Exactly. It says, right, like we mentioned earlier, Isaiah 60. It says the nation that is Isaiah 60:10 on down. It says the nation that shall not serve, he shall perish. You know, they're gonna lick the dust. They're gonna have to be in subjection. They're gonna have to uphold to the ways of the Lord. You know, what true independence, the vibration, and the understanding of it is. You know, when Israel is independent from the world, the whole world prospers. It says, because all Esau is declaring. Matter of fact, read that real quick, all right? Because we about to close out. But read that 1776. What you got? All right,
This is the significance of 1776. And it's greatseal.com. It says the foundation with the article.
The article, yeah. Go into the bottom article first.
The significance of 1776, it says, this is history.state.gov. The Declaration of Independence, 1776, by issuing the Declaration of Independence adopted by the Continental Congress on July 4th, 1776, the 13 American colonies severed their political connections to Great Britain.
Yeah, so now you got the 13 stripes on the flag, right? The red, white, whatever, but
it's red and white.
Right.
It says the Declaration summarized the colonists' read it correctly. The Declaration summarized the colonists' motivation for seeking independence. So, like we was talking about earlier, you know, through the spirit, it's all a facade because these 13 colonies were trying to separate and pretend like they weren't a part of Great Britain, but at the end of the day, they all are part of the beast and the beast system.
Yeah, Psalm 83, they confederate against it. They're all in cahoots. They're all in a line together, man. You know, but at the same time, the Lord has them in agreement. The Lord is also putting ancient spirits back into the kings of individual land masses. Because you got Russia who are Edomites as well as Americans who are Edomites, but you have ancient spirits being stirred back up to make prophecy be fulfilled. You know what I'm saying? Going into, you know, that ancient Soviet Union type of spirit, going back into them ancient Carmanian type of spirits and different stuff, right? Read that real quick. No, what you had, 1776. You jump down to the bottom?
Yeah, the other article.
Yeah. This is
greatseal.com, last paragraph, right. Said, the testimony whereof we have caused these are letters to be made patent and the great seal of the United States of America, thereunto be affixed. Witness His Excellency John Hanson, President of the United States and Congress.
No, let me see. Read this right here. That's the founders right here.
All right, so the paragraph.
Yeah.
So the founders seriously considered 1776 the beginning of a new era.
Yeah. So it says read that one more time.
That the founders seriously considered 1776 the beginning of a new era.
The founders seriously considered this a new era. So that's where you got the great seal on your dollar bill. In fact, I got a dollar bill right here. On the dollar bill, it's the great seal. In 1776, I don't even know that shit at. But right here. It says where is shit at, bro? Right here. It says Novus Ordo Secloria, which means what? New age, new order of the ages. Right? So what did he just say?
The fathers seriously considered 1776 the beginning of a new era.
Of a new era. Right? This was the beginning of them issuing out this beast system. Right? Go ahead.
The beginning of a new era is clear in official papers. For example, the document on which the Great Seal of Slovakia, the Great Seal first appeared September 16, 1782.
Right.
Concludes as follows.
And that's what you see here. Well, you can't see it on the screen, but it's this bird with the damn feathers and the arrows, and then you got the flag in between, which is the 13 colonies. That's what that's going into. Right? Go ahead.
Lord, we'll have to break it out a little more after read the paragraph. It says, in testimony where we have caused these our letters to be made patent, and the great seal of the United States of America to be thereunto affixed. Witness His Excellency John Hanson, President of the United States and Congress, assembled the 16th day of September in the year of our Lord 1782, and of our sovereignty and independence the 7th. And when it goes on to it, that's how you know the Hebrew scripture, because it deals with math, and then they break it down into numbers right here. It says MDCCLXXVI is 1776 in Roman numerals. To decipher that, it says add the numbers 1000 plus 500 plus 100 plus 100 plus 50 plus 10 plus 10 plus 5 plus 1 equals 1776. This date was suggested by the first Great Seal Committee, 1776, who placed it in Roman numerals below their design. For the final seal, Charles Thompson put this date on the reverse side. The Great Seal's official description says, on the base of the pyramid, and where do we get the pyramid from? Egypt. And what is Egypt really compared to? You know, America now. It says, on the base of the pyramid are the numerical letters MDCCLXXV1, which was placed in 1776, and underneath the following motto, Novus Ordo Seclorum.
Right. I didn't even know that article said that, but that's what I'm saying. New order of the ages. You know, which damn, I forgot what I was gonna say, but that 1776 was significant for a lot of things, man. It was something you said. Damn, I forgot.
I can read it again. Was it a little bit of numbers?
Oh yeah, that's the numbers. They said it was in Roman numerals because this is the Roman Empire revived. You see, this is that beast that was wounded and it was healed. Okay, that's why it's in Roman numerals, because like romance flicks, that goes back to the Roman concept of things. So this is Psalms 72 and 8. No, 7. In his days, so the righteous flourish in abundance of peace, so long as the moon endureth. He shall have dominion also from sea to sea, and from the river unto the ends of the earth. They that dwell in the wilderness shall bow before him, and his enemies shall lick the dust. I'll make you one. The kings of Tarshish and of the isles shall bring presents. The kings of Sheba and Seba shall offer gifts. Your all kings shall fall down before him, all nations shall serve him.
Right. Those prophecies fell upon Solomon, but they're also going to fall upon Yahawashi.
Deuteronomy chapter 33 to 28. Israel then shall dwell in safety alone. The fountain of YAHWAH shall be upon a land of corn and wine. Also his heavens shall drop down dew. Israel 28, 33 and 28.
Deuteronomy 28, 32, 33, verse 28.
It says, Israel then shall dwell in safety alone.
Israel shall dwell in safety alone. Okay? Israel shall be independent. They're going to dwell in safety alone. It tells you in Isaiah 14, the Lord will have mercy upon Jacob and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land. Okay, because then it says that the word shall go forth out of Zion, okay, amongst all the other nations. And Israel So Israel is going to dwell safely in safety, alone. Go ahead.
Israel then shall dwell in safety alone. The fountain of Jacob shall be upon a land of corn and wine. Also his heavens shall drop down dew.
That's prosperity.
Right.
It says, happy art thou, O Yasharallah, who is like unto thee, O people.
Right.
Saved by Yahawah Bashim Yahushai.
Saved by Yahawah Bahasham Yahushai, man. Not saved by Juneteenth. Not saved by Reverend Al Sharpton. Not saved by motherfucking economic plans, economic prosperity. Not saved by Moorish American. Not saved by Islam. Not saved by Jeebus Christ. Okay, saved by Yahawah Bahasham Yahushai. That's what we're happy in. That's what we rejoice in. We rejoice in that salvation that's soon to come, because we know that the only salvation comes from Yahawah Shai. Okay, we know that we have a chance. We actually have hope. That's what Scripture calls prisoners of hope. But we have hope in Yahawah Shai. The rest of the world, they don't have no hope. Their hope is in what they see. Our hope is in what we see now. You know, so we hoping in that independence from on high. Okay, so Lord, when the vessel was edifying to remember the elect out there, we're gonna give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahawah Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, HAQADASH. Double honors to the apostle, the other three millstone to us, 100% truth, according to the Holy Spirit. Excuse me, and peace and blessings to the Lord's elect. From Yahshua, Shalom.
Rawchaa. Shalom.